What's going on, everybody? Culturedog Sam Hatch back with the finale of my newest pickups video. This is video number 4, and yeah, thanks for checking out the other ones. If you did, if you didn't, hop on back and see what's going on in those. I talked about it in the other videos, but I got a lot that I won on eBay in the middle of recording Laserdisc Tech Podcast episode 4. You can hear it in there. Won a lot that Peter Bancardi tipped me off about the existence of, and it was something I took a gamble on, and it paid off. And it was a local-ish lot, so it was just about an hour away. Made for a good early morning Saturday road trip. Go to pick up some Laserdiscs, and got a lot of really good stuff. And it's really not much out of here that I'm gonna sell or flip or anything like that. So this is a really, really cool lot to have won. So, let's dig into the finale. This is going to be sci-fi and horror stuff, maybe a couple other different mixtures, but I think it's mostly pretty much all straight sci-fi and horror. It was funny, I was just tripping across one of my older videos, my collection videos from a couple of years ago, 2-3 years ago, and I was talking about my copy of this that I bought from Laser Craze in Boston and the used bin, and how I was going to keep it forever and get buried with it. I lied. I'm actually going to replace it with this one and sell my old copy, because this one is completely pristine. A very, very minty copy of Army of Darkness. Watched it just the other night, and looks fantastic. So, I mean, again, I've got many, 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 many copies of these, and the director's cut's my favorite version, but every once in a while, you need to break out the old MCA Universal Letterbox Edition of Army of Darkness. So yeah, classic stuff. Glad to own it again. Then, I mentioned in the last video, sometimes there's things I give away, and then when I get them back in some fashion, I'm like, I guess I got to keep them now. It's some sort of cosmic sign. This is one of those discs. I had parted ways with it because I had the Signature Collection box set, and then I think I had a couple spare copies kicking around that I'd probably sold off to people. But then when I saw this in like pretty much torn from the shrink wrap condition, like I just time traveled back to 1996, I figured, I'm going to hold on to this sucker. One of my favorite films, Terry Gilliam's 12 Monkeys. So I'm going to hold on to the CLV letterboxed edition and put it in the collection behind me. Then this one, again, I've never owned a copy of this that wasn't, on the Laserdisc at least, wasn't a box set. And this is the MGM UA version. I have got the big nice box set of it. This one came out in, 1991. But a letterbox version of 2001: A Space Odyssey. How can I have this like collection behind me and not have a copy of 2001 on the rack? So I'm holding on to it. Gatefold. And what else? This has been on my hit list for a long time. I've got the box set, of course, but then this series, well, it's the first 2 in it, got reissued in '96 once THX and AC3, aka Dolby Digital, had come out and kind of taken over. These got reissued, and this is notorious for having a pretty much straight copy of the original 6-track master from the 70mm theatrical version of Ridley Scott's Alien. So, yeah, psyched to have this one. I guess I'll probably have to get the Cameron sequel, this because I heard it looks gorgeous, but I don't actually watch the theatrical cut of that anymore. So I don't know how many times I'll avail myself of it, but I heard it's gorgeous and it sounds great too. So one of these days I'll get that. This, man, I was just on a major Michael Crichton kick, and I was just lamenting the fact that I didn't own this, and it's always been on my hit list, but this is the letterbox version from 1990. And it does have some splits on it. This one saw some usage, but discs are still fine. MCA Universal Letterbox Edition of Robert Wise's take on Michael Crichton's The Andromeda Strain. So, having just watched The Terminal Man recently, I'm psyched to fire up The Andromeda Strain. I mean, yeah, this collection was like almost custom made for me, pretty much. Likewise, I had multiple copies of this. I think I've got one at my desk at work still, but I don't have one in the collection, so it's going back on the shelf. Ridley Scott's director's cut of Blade Runner. This really changed my life, man, when this dropped. In many, many ways. So this is always going to be near and dear to my heart, much more so than the theatrical cut, even though I saw that in the theaters, but that's the one that really has some major meaning for me. This, I do have another copy of it. I'll have to see which one's got the better jacket. This, unfortunately, does have rot because it's a Columbia TriStar DADC USA pressing of the great Jean-Pierre Jeunet and Marc Caro film, City of Lost Children. Ron Perlman in there, and a really cool flick with French and English subtitles. But yeah, there is some rot to it, unfortunately. This one, I think, is going to replace my other copy of, because this thing is clean, clean, clean. So the other one, it's got a little bit of ring wear in the back, but not bad. The other one I'll either sell or bring over to work, because it's definitely work appropriate. Just kidding. Stanley Kubrick's A Clockwork Orange. Just saw this in the theater about a year ago, too, which was a nice little treat. Video. And, like I said, this guy had pretty good taste in movies. Alright, well, this one you may agree with or disagree with. But Robert Zemeckis' flick, I had this on DVD, which I sent away and got a free copy of it on DVD, but never on a Laserdisc, and rightly so, because it's a notorious rotter. Warner Brothers would also sometimes use DADC USA, and Robert Zemeckis' Carl Sagan's Contact. I watched some of this the other night, and yeah, there is some speckling, but not a total deal breaker, so I'll hold on to it, but it was cool to have it as a curiosity. This was, when I saw this was in the lot, I checked the spine number, and I'm like, really? Am I seeing things? Because, again, if you're lucky enough to find a Sci-Fi collector, they might have this in their collection. If you're really, really lucky, they'll have some of the Japanese imports. But 9 times out of 10, you're going to get the U.S. version. And the U.S. pressings of this were just pan and scan crap fests for the longest time until, was it 1997? When they reissued it, letterboxed, in Dolby Digital, David Lynch's Dune. So I was like, man, that was the only thing that could have made this a lot cooler for me was if it had this and the AC3 Lost Boys as well. So, yeah, man, this is way cool. So I couldn't believe my eyes. I thought for sure it was going to be the old chunky pan and scan version. Another late-ish release too, or another 98 release. And I believe this is the early defective edition, but the special edition, which of course I had this on Snapper Case DVD as well, the 25th anniversary edition of The Exorcist. So this is before the version you've never seen dropped. This is the version you've seen. Good release though. And but yeah, it's defective in the sense that apparently the commentary track is too low in the mix against the sound effects and everything like that. I haven't listened to that yet, but according to the spine number and LDDB, that's the case with that. But still, cool to have a 98 disc like that. This I saw was in the lot, and I was like, heck yeah. Technically, I own this disc because it comes in the box set as a bonus, but I don't own the cover. And as a fan of the series, I kind of need to have this. It's the Dolby Digital 5.1 version in the 1.33 to 1 aspect ratio. Yeah, remastered. Elite Entertainment, Evil Dead. I was just talking about this cover in Laserdiscotheque. Cool stuff. Yeah, so had to have that. And now I do. This one, all right, here you go. Here's a common for you, even though it's a late release common. And interestingly, this normally has stickers on the cover. It has the, only for sale and distribution in North America sticker. But this does not have it. This jacket's pretty nice, so I might keep it. But The Fifth Element, unfortunately, this is the first time I've had this. I think I've owned, this will be the third copy, and this is the first time I've actually gotten a DADC USA pressing, so it's Rot City. So it's pretty much useless. But the jacket, however, is pretty nice. So I'm going to make something good out of that. Again, another nice reissue. This one from 1995. Reissue of the really cool Philip Kaufman. Screenplay by W.D. Richter. W.D. Richter, I mean, the guy that wrote Big Trouble in Little China and directed Buckaroo Banzai. With Jeff Goldblum in here. Of course, Veronica Cartwright, Leonard Nimoy, Brooke Adams, Donald Sutherland. Love this flick. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Of course, I've got it on DVD. But this is the cool letterbox edition from mid-90s. Nice to have that. So this, all right, here you go. Here's one of the worst case scenarios where it's the one you don't want to get. So I'll probably end up selling this. The 60th anniversary edition. What better way to celebrate that by dumping out a crappy Turner Home Entertainment colorized version of King Kong. So if somebody needs a colorized version of this, you know where you can find me. I referenced this in one of the earlier videos, and it's cool to have an alternate version of it on Laserdisc. I actually already own it, so I'll be selling this one probably. But Mystery Science Theater 3000, the movie. I just watched this the other night too. Classic flick. This is actually classic now. I saw that in the theaters in, what, 95? Crazy. Again, a film I've owned many times, including this super crappy, mega rotted version right here. Bam! Though, as much as I hate the Warner Brothers like VHS clamshell artwork, for some reason I like it with Outland, and I'm never going to get rid of this crappy pan and scan, rotted dump of a transfer. Actually, no, it's 1.85 to 1, so maybe it's not fully pan and scan. Maybe it's open matte. But anyways, I always wanted the widescreen version that came out in 1993, letterboxed, Peter Hyams, Sean Connery, high noon in space with drug dealers and tweakers and miners and, you know, not like children, but, you know, guys, you know, digging for stuff. Really cool flick. I think this thing kind of holds up too as a early 80s sci-fi classic. So, wicked psyched. Again, it's like this lot was like personally curated for me. This I own on multiple formats, never had it on Laserdisc, and had I had this already, this might have been on my best cover art list because it is one of my favorite bits of cover art. Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. Talk about some graphic design there, man. That's where it's at. So yeah, nice Warner Brothers double disc, no gatefold unfortunately, but it'll be nice to have it in. I think this will have the ball in its correct color and not like flesh colored like it is on the Blu-ray. Again, I tried to pick this up from Criterion Collection on DVD, but my wallet just said, I ain't got no money in me, so it didn't work. I always wanted to get it on Laserdisc as well, but now I've got the image version of Andrei Tarkovsky's Solaris. So, sick. I mean, you don't get this in lots very often. So, again, one of those things I was just like, yeah! Super psyched to have that. I actually like the Steven Soderbergh remake, too. Again, something in a local lot you're probably not going to find, but you will find on my list of Laserdiscs to get since the dawn of time. This was dropped in 93 from Image and Fox. Lorber, Tetsuo the Iron Man. Right? Come on. Crazy stuff. So, yeah, it's like Videodrome and Eraserhead meets all sorts of stuff in Japan. Alright, it just keeps getting better, don't worry. I've gotten many messages about this, and I wish I had 2 copies of it, but this is pretty much the reason I got involved in this lot in the first place, because I saw this was in it. And this has been on my hit list for far too long, and it seems to be getting harder and harder to find. The signature collection of John Carpenter's The Thing. Bam! There it is. I'd show you the gatefold, but it's in a sleeve, and I'm lazy. So I'm going to have to do maybe a spotlight video on this sucker and show you everything that's going on. Yes, I love this thing. Great extras on it, and of course I've got the new Super Blu-ray set, but that is a must-have. And I've got the other letterbox version on Laserdisc too from Universal. This I didn't show on my other one because this wasn't the TV version, but it is a adaptation, big screen adaptation from Rob Bowman of the TV series The X-Files, aka Fight the Future. Never had this on Laserdisc. Saw it in the theaters. I think I only saw it once, believe it or not. Maybe twice. So, be cool to watch it again. It's been too long. And, can't have a sci-fi collection complete without Sean Connery with bandoleros and unflattering red tight outfits. And you get it all in John Borman's Zardoz. Again, I've got it on DVD, but I don't have it on Laserdisc. Oh, wait, correction. I do have it on Laserdisc. I'm surprised it's not a gatefold, but strangely, this is apparently 105 minutes. I always thought it was longer than that. And whenever I saw this, I always just pictured it as a gatefold, but it is not. But it is also in my collection, and I'm super psyched. And then finally, 2 stragglers, random things that I have already that don't kind of fit in any normal category. One being The Gate of the Mind's Eye, with Thomas Dolby doing music over a bunch of disparate kind of CG shorts and demonstration pieces that they kind of turned into a movie, so to speak. And this is a must-have, and I do have it already, but now I got 2 video essentials for optimizing your home audio system. And the cool thing about this in particular is, obviously you can have your home audio system already set up right and your video system set up right, but Laserdisc needs to be calibrated a little bit differently. So this is pretty essential, so to speak, to set up your LD player on a modern display, because this is going to have the patterns on a Laserdisc player that you're going to need to really get everything looking good. And it does have the handy dandy blue filter for checking your tint and color and whatnot. So since I already have a copy of it, I'll probably sell this off. So yeah, there's really only a few things I'm going to part with in this lot. Super psyched to have all of it. And yeah, thanks for hanging out and taking this journey with me through this big pile of nearly 100 new Laserdiscs. Now I have to find a way to store them and do all that and reorganize. So wish me luck. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Thanks for stopping by the channel, as always, and thanks for the cool feedback. Have a really good time talking with everybody in the comment sections below, and I'll be seeing you soon. Cheers, everyone.